Yeah, so okay, so wonderful. Everyone, good evening and welcome to today's webinar. The webinar subject is clinically proven alternative in prevention of COVID-19 until a vaccine is made available. We have a panel of four experts, and I'm going to introduce all of them. So, Dr. A.K. Pandey, he is a professor and head of Department of Physiology, ESIC Medical College and Hospital, Haryana, Faridabad, Haryana. He's a Dean Academics of ESIC Hospital. He's a Chief Coordinator of Central Research Laboratory, ESIC Faridabad. He's a Chief Coordinator of Molecular Biological Lab in ESIC Faridabad. He is a member secretary of the Institute Ethics Committee. He has been elected as General Secretary of Association of Physiologists and Pharmacologists of India. He is the co-author and editor of 4 books, and he has authored 2 textbooks. He has 30 plus publications in various reputed national and international journals. He is a principal investigator in 4 international collaborative projects related to COVID-19, sponsored by WHO, FIND, DBT, and ICMR. He is a principal investigator in 3 COVID vaccine trials and 2 COVID vaccine drugs. He has currently carried out 2 Ayush plus CSIR projects related to genome sequencing of COVID-related complications. He has 6 national and 1 international award. He is a life member of WHL and ISH and International Society of Chronomedicine. He is also executive member of FIPS, executive committee member of Indian Society of Hypertension. Our next panelist is Dr. Vikrant Jadhav. He is also known as Vaidya Vikrant Jadhav. He is an international Ayurvedic consultant. He has 28 years of pure Ayurveda consultancy in Nasik. He has 12 years of Ayurveda practice in Mumbai. He has a branch in Pune as well. He has done 3 years of neurological Ayurveda practice in Dubai. He has overseas branches of his practice in Philadelphia, Newark, and Minneapolis. He was awarded the Ayurveda Bhushan State Award in '97. He has also received the Vanaushadhi Puraskar State Award in 2005. He is a Corona Warrior Awardee by Health Minister Honorable Mr. Rajesh Tope for excellency and awareness and treatment of Corona. He has authored over 4,000 articles and published over 14 books in the last 30 years of his practice. He has also implemented a Surgana pattern for a COVID-free village mission using only Ayurvedic medicines. The project was appreciated by Minister Chhagan Bhujbal and MLAs, and 269 cases were treated along with protocol and COVID positive on first day to post-COVID cases of 1 month. So he has also published 8 international papers and 48 national papers. Then the third panelist is Dr. Mohini Burde. She is a MD pharmacology, a physician by profession with over 6 years of experience in field of clinical development of new chemical entity that involves conceptualizing clinical study design, planning, exploring innovative approaches, models for proof of concept studies, medical monitoring, and medical writing. She's also a medical lead at SED, GSMC, and KEM hospitals and Accutest labs. She's a medical director and principal consultant at MedIndite Communications. Mr. Girish Soman, he is the MTech from IIT Bombay. He is the founder and chairman of Nisarga Biotech R&D Center, founder chairman of New Axon Bioscience Inc. USA. He is an active researcher on neem in cancer therapy with Texas Institute of Molecular Medicine, San Antonio, Texas. He has 30 years of botanical experience in terms of extraction and technology and product development. He is a holder of 5 patents in natural botanical development and research. So I would like to thank all of the panelists for giving us their valuable time today. And I would recommend Girish sir to take ahead with the presentation and basically give us an idea as to why NEEM was selected as an alternative therapy and what kind of a research they have come up with.
Thank you, Devendra. Good evening, Dr. Pandey, Dr. Jadhav, and Dr. Mohini ji for accepting our request to be part of this discussion. Without losing any more time in formalities, I would like to start sharing my screen and give you the background information about this clinical trial to begin.
While Girish sir starts, I would like to request all the non-panelist participants to please shut down their videos as well as their mics.
Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, we can, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I would like to first of all thank all of you to be present on this presentation and giving us an opportunity to discuss this unique clinical trial sponsored by Nisarga Biotech R&D Center, Satara. This trial was conducted in collaboration with All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi, which is the apex institute for research and development of Ayurveda as a science to make it a globalized entity. So Dr. Tanuja Nesri, the director of All India Institute of Ayurveda, Delhi, who is unfortunately not available today for this particular meeting, but she was the pioneer of getting this study approved from the Department of Ayush, and it was decided that the study will be conducted at ESIC Hospital and Medical College, Faridabad. And this was the only site chosen. The number of subjects chosen for this trial were 190 subjects who were in close contact with the COVID-19 infected patients or their relatives. The study period was August to December 2020, and the study was approved by the ethics committee by both All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi, as well as ESIC Medical College and Hospital, Faridabad, as per the GCP guidelines. The study was also registered on the central registry. You can see the number, the study number, and you can see the data, detailed data on the study number as well. I would like to talk a little bit about the background of this study, why NEEM was chosen for this particular prophylaxis study. When the corona crisis started in India in the month of April, we started looking at possibilities of doing a prophylaxis study with Ayurvedic product, because there was a lot of discussion going on finding a solution to this pandemic problem. And fortunately, we have been studying this neem leaf extract for over 5 years in collaboration with one of the US research institutes, UT Health Center in San Antonio, Texas, where we have done in vivo and in vitro studies for this neem formulation, wherein we found that this neem leaf extract was a potent anti-inflammatory agent showing reduction of inflammatory cytokines. We also started looking at the possible prevention of COVID because of the molecular docking studies which were cited in the United States as well as in India, which showed that neem leaves have got several number of molecules which has the ability to stop the virus from entering into the cell because of its activity of not allowing the virus to get into the cell of the human being. Neem, as it is, as you know in Ayurveda, that it has been very popularly used for different viral infections, which is having a lot of studies done in antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant activities. The preclinical studies showed that neem significantly inhibits poliovirus, HIV virus, dengue virus at an early step of viral genome replication. This antiviral and anti-inflammatory activity was absolutely needed to reduce the incidence of coronavirus and the severity of coronavirus. All these evidences suggested that neem formulation could be very good prophylactic option for prevention of COVID-19 infection. If you look at the other herbs which were also possible candidates, like amla with vitamin C, ashwagandha with withanolides, and guduchi with various other bitter compounds. The problem was all those products, in our opinion, were only merely immunomodulators, but none of them have really shown very powerful activity against virus across the board. One of the challenges in controlling the virus or prophylaxis of virus is always the mutation of virus or variants of the virus coming in the next generation. So we thought that neem could be one of the best options because it is known that neem has several compounds, over 20 compounds, which has shown the anti-docking properties. Research on neem in molecular docking study proved that 25 plus chemical compounds with neem have a very high inhibition against COVID-19. Neem has also been found to be effective against HIV, herpes, dengue, hepatitis C, which were different kind of viruses. And all these studies were, most of them were peer reviewed and indexed on PubMed. The US government also has come out with own research on neem with many links to research papers proving its effectiveness as an antiviral agent. I believe these are some of the reasons why we have chosen neem as a possible prophylaxis for COVID-19. We then roped in Dr. Mohini Berde to design the trial. And now I will leave her to present what was the reason how we designed the trial. Before that, I would like to talk about the neem formulation done by Nisarga Biotech, which is basically made as a capsule, a vegetarian capsule, to ensure that it is quickly absorbed in the body when administered as a vegetarian capsule. We ensure that the product was tested for acute toxicity in mice and rat, and it was also tested in 28 days repeat toxicity at 200, 500, and 1000 milligrams of dosage, just to ensure that the product is safe in human consumption. In spite of the fact that neem is known as a very safe agent, since we were using a very potent extract of neem, we decided to do these toxicity studies based on the different concentrations from 5 times to 10 times of what we are using in our drug application. Now, we have also completed the toxicokinetics in 28 days to show that the nimbolides, nimbin, and salinin present in extract were absorbed in the bloodstream of those who were consuming the product. The characterization of this extract was done only to ensure standard quality of the product. This was not done to isolate any components from the extract, but just to standardize our extract. So whenever you take neem capsule from Nisarga Herbs Neem, we ensure that you have sufficient nimbolide, nimbin, and salicylic in the capsule itself to ensure the prophylactic effect is exhibited in the human consumption as well. I think with this, I finish my part of the presentation. I would request Mohini to take it over and explain to the audience how the trial was designed. Thank you. If there are any questions, we can answer the questions at the end of the presentation.
Thank you very much, Girish sir.
I'm stopping the sharing of screen now.
Thank you very much, Girish sir. Mohini madam, if you could please explain to all the people attending today as to how the trial was designed, that would be great.
Yes. So should I share my screen?
Yes, if you can, please.
Yeah, just a minute.
In the meantime, I would request all the people who have just joined in to please keep their camera and their mic on mute. In case you have any questions, you can please put it in the chat or else send me a private message and I could just unmute you if you want to ask a question towards the end of the panel discussion. Thank you.
So is it visible?
Yes, madam, we can see your screen. Yes, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you. So as Soman sir already explained and mentioned why we selected neem. So it's because of its anti-inflammatory and antiviral property, which makes neem a potential agent to be studied in the prophylactic as a prophylactic agent for COVID-19. So keeping this in mind, we designed a study to evaluate the prophylactic effect of neem capsule in subject coming in contact with COVID-19 patients. So for this study design, the objective that were selected includes primary objective as to evaluate the prophylactic effect of neem capsules in subject coming in contact with COVID-19 patients, and secondary objectives were to assess the safety of neem capsules and to study its effect on quality of life of subjects. To evaluate these objectives in this study, the endpoints that were considered include number of symptomatic and asymptomatic cases of COVID-19 infection within day 56 of the trial. This is a
Mohini madam, we seem to have lost your voice there for a second. Mohini madam, are you there? I think there is some issue with Mohini madam's internet.
Am I?
Yeah, we can see you again, madam. Yes, please. Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just a minute. Yeah. So I will start with the objective of the study here. So the primary objective of the study was to evaluate the prophylactic effect of neem capsules in subject coming in contact with COVID-19 patients. And the secondary objective of the study were to evaluate the safety of neem capsule and to find out its effects on the quality of life of subjects who took that neem capsule in the study. So Endpoints that were designed to evaluate these objectives include the number of symptomatic and asymptomatic cases of COVID-19 infection within day 56 of trial duration, number of subjects reporting negative COVID-19 test, that is negative RT-PCR test in the day 56, overall adverse event that happens during the trial, and improvement in the quality of life of subjects taking the NEEM capsule. Now, the participants who were included in the trial were male and female healthcare workers such as physicians, nurses, chemists, pharmacists, administrative staff who work at that hospital, or the relatives of the patient with COVID-19. Any other antiviral agent during the trial duration. The subject should not have any previously diagnosed COVID-19 infection, or they should not have current symptoms of acute respiratory infection. Also, this participant should agree to comply with all trial-related procedures. The participant who fits into this criteria were included in the trial. Now, the participants who were hypersensitive to NEEM products, who were on some other prophylactic medications, who were suspected or the confirmed case of COVID-19 infection, who were on ACE inhibitors, were receiving ACE inhibitors at that time, or the participants who were unwilling to comply with this or trial-related procedures, or who were having some psychological, some familial, or some geographical conditions that does not permit them to comply with the protocol, such type of participants were excluded from the trial. Now, coming to the study design, the study which was designed was a randomized, prospective, double-blind, placebo-controlled, parallel design study. On day one, that was the first is a screening visit. On this day, after the consent of the participants were taken, they were screened for all the inclusion and exclusion criteria. The eligible participants were then randomized to one of the two study groups. The group one was the participants who was in group one received NEEM capsule 50 mg twice a day, and in the participants who were in group two received placebo capsule twice a day. And this study drug was administered for 28 days. Participants were told to come at a study site for the next visit, that is the visit 2, on day 29 of starting the study drug, and on day 56, that is a follow-up visit. Participants were asked to come in between also if they report any adverse effect, if they find they are suffering from any AEs, or if they think that they have some symptoms of COVID-19 infection. So at that time, they were told to come in between the trial also and to get them tested. Then coming to the study results, Dr. Pandey, he will brief you on the study results. And I would here like to mention that our study results and this whole study is already published in a reputed US journal, and it is available in PubMed also. So thank you. And I will hand over from here to Dr. Pandey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohini madam, for letting us know how the study was designed and what the key inclusion and exclusion criteria for the subjects were. Now I would request Dr. Pandey to please tell us in detail how the study was conducted and what the results were. Thank you so much. Just
okay. Is it visible?
yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm really grateful to Dr. Girish and his team for giving me the opportunities and selected ESIC Medical College Faridabad as a clinical site for this prophylactic trial. Let me, before starting, very briefly introduce about the ESIC. ESIC Medical College for ESIC is running around 8 medical colleges, 6 postgraduate institutes, 60 model hospital, and around 2,000 dispensary across India. They covered 3.98 crore IP insured person, and one insured person, the dependent beneficiaries are around 3.8. So total ESIC is covering around 15 crore population across India. And we have a digital database of all the beneficiaries covered under ESIC. So ESIC comes under Ministry of Labour Employment, Government of India. It's a reputed institute. We have collaboration with for many research projects with ICMR, DBT, then IGIB, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, All India Institute of Ayurveda, Ayush Ministry, ICMR, and all the reputed institutes, including Safdarjung Hospital, RML. We are having not less than around 25 research projects currently going on related to COVID at this time. Now, let me in very briefly, already Dr. Girish and Madam has briefed about the project design and how the name was selected for that. And let me show that this is really, I'm grateful that he think on that. Actually, hello, is it audible? Am I audible?
We can
sir,
hear
we can
you,
hear
sir. For people, please mute yourselves if you are not speaking. Thank you so much. Please go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So briefly, let me start now because most my Dr. Girish and Dr. Mohini Barde made my work little easy, my presentation. So it was a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, randomized, prospective, placebo-controlled study, where we selected total around 255 participants were consented. All were healthcare workers in ESIC, either the physician, nursing staff, paramedical staff, technical staff, and their family worker, including security and housekeeping, working inside the COVID ward. Because ESIC Medical College is 650 bedded hospital, now it's a 100 bedded ICU, and all the staff selected were round the clock working in the COVID ward. So it means they considered as a high risk group. So we selected these individuals. Those who are already selection criteria, Dr. Mohini Barde already explained that that was the time, if you recall, it was the August to December. That was a peak time for the first wave, where people were very much scared, and India or even the world do not have any alternative how to deal with, how to tackle that. So India started with as a prophylaxis of HCQ, hydroxychloroquine, if you remember. Even we were also taking hydroxychloroquine, and we found that it was not giving any protection actually. And later on, it was authenticated that government withdraw that also. Even our healthcare workers we distributed to our medical students, doctors, housekeeping, and all the staff to this HCQ. Then when I came with the idea of this director, All India Institute of Ayurveda, that they planned to have a study, prophylactic trial of the neem, and we discussed the protocol, and in 3 to 4 days, we finalized the protocol, and I agreed that, okay, ESI, I am ready to conduct this trial. So this was way how to, because I thought that I go through many literature, and I found that neem may be an alternative this time, because world was not having anything else to give this COVID time. So we started, the project was designed, and it was finalized that around 250 to 300 people may be concerned, maybe enrolled. So in this duration, the 250 subjects were consented, and out of that, 23 withdrawn their consent because of the region, and then some screen failure, 42, including positive RT-PCR, and then seropositive, that is the IgG antibody, then meeting some exclusion criteria. Let me explain that. We have an ICMR approved lab, and we are conducting around 1,500 to 2,000 per day RT-PCR test, and we are using one of the best RT-PCR kits like either Altona or Seegene. that is the most stable, and these kits are used for all the DBT ICMR project as well. So all the standards were followed for this protocol. We have not compromised even a single point of the good clinical practice and standard of the clinical trial. So for the same standard was applied for any of these multinational company trial for this NIM prophylaxis as well. So randomly assigned to a group 95 and 95, sorry, and then completed the study in the NIM group was 70 and this placebo group 83. So total 153 actually completed the study. Discontinuation of the participant, 2 from this NIM and 1 from the placebo group, and the list to follow up. Wait, something, sorry. So poor compliance to and other like urinary pregnancy test where the 4, wait. I'm sorry, something.
And this is a previous slide. You're
Sorry,
going
हाँ
on.
ये इसको minimize कर दूं. I'm sorry, some technical. Just in 10 seconds, I am continuing. कैसे जाएगा? Minimize कर दूं. No, ये minimize करो.
Do you have any problem in sharing?
No, wait, just a minute. Yes, I think I will continue now. Okay, so this slide, I think we are discussing the first slide only. So 8 is withdraw consent from the NIM and 6 from the placebo group. Then because of poor compliance 2 and other like urinary pregnancy test 1. So total around 12 and 517 were from this. So total ultimately the completed study was 70 and 83. Now, these are the demographic profile of both the group. If you see that there was no significant difference between the age of the placebo as well as the NIM group, it was 37 and 36.89, so almost same. Gender wise, yes, little difference. It's I think male 64 and female 31. Because of maybe some we excluded the pregnancy or expected pregnancy participants, so maybe female participants were less. So, but this was the demographic profile, and the weight you see, it is almost similar. There was no significant difference between the BMI of both the groups.
Pandey sir, we have one quick question regarding to the first slide that you shared.
Okay.
The question is, why was compliance more in the placebo group than the actual group?
Poor compliance in the?
Why was the compliance more in placebo group? So why did more people complete the trial in the placebo group as compared to the NIM group?
I think, yes, because during this, before unblinding, we were not aware. So once unblinded happened, so we thought maybe NIM, few participants reported gastric upset. Let me clear. So yes, it was there. So
okay.
Maybe because NIM, if we go to next slide, the side effects. So gastric upset was one of the maybe few people withdrawal consent because of gastric upset, maybe one of the reason. I'm not sure, but yes, it could be one of the reason. Maybe other reason we have to find out what was
okay, sir. Okay.
So maybe 5-7 people. So because we are not aware whether they got placebo or NIM, but they reported some GI upset, and maybe with the unblinding data we can find out that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Please continue.
So you see that in demographic profile, there was no significant difference about the age and weight, gender because of a valid reason, because we have not included any pregnancy and lactating mothers. So therefore, gender difference may be there in both the groups. Now, effectiveness in totality, if you see that subject with RT-PCR positive in the NIM group were 3 and in the placebo 8, total 11 were reported positive. However, after unblinding, I tried to see that in the NIM group, even the viral load was less. Say for example, even the positive, it was either mild, asymptomatic, no hospitalization required. In placebo, if you go to the report, 2 patients were hospitalized and others were viral load also more. That's why I wanted to continue the therapeutic potential also to find out that. But this was the report actually. Subject with RT-PCR 67 and 76 negative result, total 70 and 84. So this is in total. So you see the efficacy of around 55%. And if I compare the efficacy of neem with even many of the vaccine developed in other countries, I'm not comparing with European and US, but this is close to that, because Sinovac has efficacy of around 53 to 54%. So you can compare neem with at least that vaccine. We developed indigenous one vaccine and one partnership with the Oxford University, that is Covishield, that is 78, and Covaxin around 80%. So obviously vaccine efficacy may be more, but WHO also recommend any vaccine above 50% efficacy may be approved for the public use. So that is where we stand here. Now about the safety of the study, all the reported, this treatment emergent adverse effects were mild to moderate in severity. We already, I say that whatever the three reported to either asymptomatic and mild, and placebo again mild to moderate. So GI symptoms were common in neem group, and whereas TEA related to general disorders were common in placebo group. So that's why maybe that could be a reason for few participants withdraw from the study. GI upset, we have to find out exact mechanism for that. And none of the participants developed severe or serious adverse effect. No significant changes were observed in vitals, hematology, biochemistry, ECG in either of the group. Even we did lot of inflammatory biomarkers assessment as well. Neem capsule was given a dose of 50 milligram BD in safe and well tolerated in high risk subject. Already Dr. Mohini addressed that issue. Now, if you go to the reported adverse effect that we are discussing, so you see that GI disorder, reduced appetite, bad taste, abdominal distension, bloating, abdominal pain. So you see that related to neem, it was little more compared to the placebo group, and that could be a reason. Irregular bowel habits, it was not related, but yes, related to neem were 5. You see that especially the appetite, bad taste, abdominal distension, bloating, pain abdomen. General disorder and administration site condition, the heaviness in the head, it was related to placebo. It may be a generalized laziness. And nervous system disorder, anxiety and disturbed sleep pattern. Yes, on 1 or 2 people come with that. So we are not able to, however, it was resolved on all these symptoms were resolved on its own. Majority of the participants within 72 hours, few required some treatment, medical management, and they resolved. So it was not extended for more than 5 to 6 days for any of the symptoms. Now the anxiety, then drowsiness, it was there related to placebo. We are not able to, because it was not there in that. Then headache. So these are few of these. It means a very less number of participants observed such type of this. You can say it's a solicited side effect, or few were related with the neem, and majority were the GI related, what I addressed in the beginning only. Now, no apparent changes for either group in biomarkers on day 29 as compared to baseline, except a statistically significant increase in IgG levels in neem group and C-reactive protein in placebo group. However, they were clinically insignificant because the range is wide. Similarly, no significant disorders in biomarker levels between the neem and the placebo group. So it means I don't see any significant in totality of the inflammatory markers either by the neem, or because positivity also were usually it could have been better addressed with the COVID positive case. It was a prophylactic trial, and that could be a reason that there was no significant differences observed in the inflammatory marker assessment. So these are the markers we did: interleukin 6, IgG, IgM, C-reactive protein, and you see in majority of the cases that there was no significant difference observed with both the groups, because all were healthy volunteers in the beginning, and even they reported COVID positive were either mild to moderate, and these inflammatory markers usually raised above moderate or severe cases, not in mild cases. That could be the reason it was not raised well. Yes, our one of the objective was the quality of life. Scores remained stable in both the groups over the 3 visits. At day 29, 2 subjects in the NEEM group reported improved sleep and appetite. Let me tell you, one of the participants, our medical commissioner, she was also, she got this NEEM capsule, and she telephoned me that, Dr. Pandey, I don't know how I am getting a good sleep now after taking this NEEM capsule. So at day 29 visit, 2 subjects in the NEEM group reported improved sleep and appetite, and 1 subject reported improved sleep. At day 56 visit, 2 subjects in the NEEM group reported improved appetite, 2 reported improved sleep, 2 others reported increased work efficiency, and 1 reported relief from the stress. I don't know that actually after the end of the study, I requested Girish ji to send some NEEM capsule, because people were coming, and I don't know what was the exact mechanism, but there is some loss of weight. They come that, Doctor साहब वो जो weight कम करने वाली और भूख अच्छी करने वाली दवा दे दीजिए, नींद जिसे अच्छी आती है, like that. So they take it, maybe some placebo effect, I don't know mechanism, but actually they feel improved sleep and improve in appetite. Means their GI abnormality is gone. What they and they are taking me, and again I requested Girish ji to send few more NEEM capsules. People are asking, demanding, even the trial is over. So maybe the quality of life in totality, I can say there is improvement in quality of life by the NEEM. So these are the some criteria where we assess quality of life. And follow-up visit on 56, you see that within the, it was some differences you can see here, not the highly significant, but yes, some differences we observe. So to conclude, Nisarga NEEM capsule give at dose 1 capsule twice a day showed the effectiveness of 55% for the prophylaxis of COVID-19 in healthcare personnel or relative of patient with COVID-19. Why I say that? We tried on the high risk group. People were working in an exclusive COVID hospital, and they are in exposure to their family members. So obviously, I mean, they were nursing staff, the technician, those who are working in COVID lab. So always they are handling these positive COVID samples. So that's why 55% has some meaning. So effect could be due to antiviral or anti-inflammatory activity that needs to understand what is actually the exact pathophysiology of this mechanism of 55%. So it needs further study to establish the fact, the pathophysiological mechanism. NEEM capsules were safe and well tolerated. No significant changes were observed in the vitals, hematology, biochemistry, or ECG in either of the group. We were concerned that because actually NEEM is used, but it was a new indication for the COVID prophylaxis, that where we are very, very vigilant. Even with a minor complaint, we used to do all the clinical profile. We call the subject at the site. We do all the clinical profile, including ECG, X-ray, and some suppose complaint like chest pain, something, to even we ask for the CT scan as well. So therefore, all the quality at the clinical site was maintained for this trial. What happened? Sorry, it's hang. Stop here.
Do you want me to
No,
project the
I
last
think
slide?
it's hang probably.
Dr. Pandey, do you want? Yeah.
No, I think it's, yes. Yeah, study is published already. Madam briefed about this. Our work has already been published in the Alternative Therapy in Health and Medicine. That is a PubMed, because the whole world scientific community address whether your work is published in PubMed journal or not. So it is published in a PubMed US government website also. So alternative therapy in health and medicine with a good impact factor, where whenever we are reviewing any scientific work, we are see the scientist, scientific knowledge, as well as scientific citation and scientific index. So it is in a PubMed index journal with a good impact factor. We can say that one of the best impact factor journal in this field especially. And even IJMR, the impact factor is close to 2.4, and this journal is in around 2.6 probably. as Dr. Girish sir said. So I think again it's hanged. So yes, main takeaway from this clinical trial, safe option for preventing COVID-19 infection until vaccine are made available to all. It can provide protection of up to 55% of those who cannot be vaccinated. I mean, so you know that India is a huge country with now current population is 138 crore. So even if you start vaccinating 1 crore per day, it will be around, it will take not more than less than 5 months. And thus 1 crore is not simply easy. We are, with all efforts, we are vaccinating not more than 20 lakhs per day. So this is a second thing. With one dose, your protection start minimum 15 days after second dose. It means the gap for the Covishield is 3 months. Now you can imagine that when you get protection. So in between, you need some add-on for protection so that you may not be exposed. So I think that is also a way where people are not able to get vaccine, or there is a gap of 3 months, 2 to 3 months between the two vaccine doses. So where this NEEM can be helpful to protect or add on the efficacy of this from the COVID vaccine, this prophylactic. No special carriage condition needed while transporting to remote area. Like see, even our Indian vaccine, at least they need refrigeration 2 to 8 degree. And we cannot afford this Pfizer Moderna because they need minus 60 to minus 80 degree temperature, where even the metro city, very few storage facility is there. So ideal for everyone to take after the first dose of vaccine until second dose is administered as an additional protection. Effective prophylaxis will help substantially to reduce the burden of healthcare. I think this is the last one more slide remaining, just so some problem. Okay, thank you everyone. Only thank you slide was remaining. So some technical glitch in between arises, but yes, if any query, I'm ready to more interaction than presentation. If any queries related, in last 2 days, we have a lot of observation in this pandemic, and where it forced me to feel to go for such type of alternative along with the modern medicine. And this is the time where we have to fight together. If you see, if there is an attack by a very strong enemy, you have to apply your all resources. So that's why we should not focus and concentrate on one pathy or one medicine or only vaccine. We have to use our whole resources to tackle such type of global pandemic, because such thing happens once in hundreds of years. And therefore, I really grateful to Nisarga Biotech to come with some option and alternative with a very, very reasonable cost to the, not only to the India, but to give some alternative to the whole world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pandey sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us on how the trial was conducted and what the results were. Going forward, I would like to ask Vaidya Vikram Jadhav sir to please tell us his experience in terms of using Ayurveda in treatment of COVID-19, as well as we have had a few questions for you to describe what you did in the Surgana pattern, where you have a COVID-free village today. Please let us know.
Thank you. Thank you, Sobin. Thank you, Nisarga Herbs. And I would like to compliment and thank Dr. Pandey for his best presentation. Dr. Mohini also. Along with the Nisarga Herbs, they have proven whatever our ancient text has wrote years, hundreds, thousands years back, right? This is what the presentation is. Means how the, see, if you, I would like to enlighten over here that neem is the drug, or neem is the plant which has been eaten on the first day of Chaitra Shukla Pratibada, which is the one of the stories that which is known that the universe was born on that day, and the other day was when the Lord Rama came down from the earth. So over there, if you find it, that neem leaves are eaten. Neem leaves are eaten on the first day, and that comes in Vasanta Rutu, that is mid of the summer season. So if you go to the whatever the ancient text has written over there, why they have eaten, why they have given the tradition of eating the neem leaves. Today also in some areas we have got the tradition of eating neem leaves or neem chutney, and that also it is not recommended on one day, but it is recommended to in total summer you have to eat neem leaves. This is the first part. This is the first part. So over there, the action of the neem itself explains. The action of the neem is explained over there. When you eat neem, it is the season when the kapha, means the body cough gets liquefied due to heat, and at the same time hot disorders, that disorders of pitta comes out, and neem has got the property of nullifying both the things, that is cough and pitta, which is and that was the problem in this second wave which came down in the summer season. In the second wave, you got kapha, you got deviating kapha, and then you went for congesting the kapha, and that congestion had increased the HRT score from 5 to 20, 25, like that. And that is over here. So the ancient text has recommended neem to have neem over here daily in order to combat with the temperature, in order to combat with the kapha, and in order to combat with the pitta. If you go back once again with the properties of Nimba, this is the summer season where all the viral disorders come out, and mainly viral disorders which are more in this season are measles, herpes, then chickenpox. These are the main diseases which come out, and the action of the neem on the viral disorders is great, or it acts as an prevention for this viral disorders. So that is the reason why the Ayurveda or ancient text has recommended to consume neem throughout the summer season in order to nullify it. If you go to the properties of the Nimba, as per the Ayurveda, it has got the anti-kapha, anti-pitta, and anti-helminthic properties. It is known as Krimi Nashaka. Krimi Nashaka means when you speak of Krimi, it comes right down the Krimi from Jivanu to Vishanu, what you can call that is bacteria and virus also. And in the text and in the self practice also, we realize that application of neem over there means inhalation by mouth, and by application also you get relief by the neem. There is a tradition of application of neem leaf paste to the smallpox. I'm telling of smallpox. Over there there was a paper why it was taken as an application in order to avoid the replication of the virus, elsewhere. So these are some few papers. There are some few papers also which shows that the action of neem is antiviral, and specifically I can tell you right from influenza. When this third wave is supposed to come, the people say that you go for influenza virus, but I think over here that neem is been proven. Whatever the ancient text has written, it has been proven by this part. The ancient text, whatever ancient text speaks, it has been proven by Dr. Mohini and Dr. Pandey, along with the thing, and that also with high risk patients. This is much more important, friends. This is much more important when you do the trials on the high risk patients. Then the possibility of getting COVID is much more, and at the same time you have the possibility of protection from the neem capsule. And as told by Dr. Pandey, that it is 55%, means whatever the vaccines and all those. So we can call it as an herbal vaccine at presently. Herbal vaccine, and which can protect you from getting your body affect with some bacteria or viruses. Coming to the part, neem has been known as an universal healer. Sarvarog Rahini. Sarvarog Ragini. That is, it acts on all the diseases, and particularly when you think of avoiding the affection of the viruses, that means it has got its own immunity. Over here we can find with these papers that there are more than 8 compounds which has been found to be effective against COVID. So there was a paper, there is a paper in which it has been written that there are more than 100 plus compounds. But over here we are focusing on COVID patients, on COVID virus. So that is, and the efficacy of Nimba. See, Neem has been explained by the ancient text much more years back. But still the explanation remains the same. That means whatever Dr. Pandey is telling, that it can act on all types of viruses, because when you see in this season it is recommended for the virus season, and that is to avoid it. Means there are multiple things, there are multiple people also. I think thousands of people who eat neem leaves every day in the morning. They churn it, because there are multiple things in Ayurveda, that how neem can be more effective in maintaining the health of the body. There are whatever I have written, whatever Dr. Pandey got in his research, the gastritis and all that I can explain it later. But this is what the neem do. And the efficacy. See, when we were working since 14 months, we are working on COVID patients. Maybe the COVID affective patients on the first day, maybe the COVID post-COVID patient, maybe the post-COVID after 1 month also. And this Surgana pattern is this taluka in which we started studying the patients. Over there, we found that there are, along with the other drugs, along with neem, which found to be more effective in combating the blood disorders. Now, and the foremost part, there is an application of Nimba on the gums and teeth. I think we can put it in this manner, that mucormycosis, which the complication which was seen in the middle period, and now it is there, but it is very less. But at that time, the application of neem along with the saindav and turmeric seems to be more effective in that part. So whatever the Dr. Pandey and Dr. Mohini has given, the neem has been found to be more effective in combating your body, in protecting your body from viruses, not only viruses, but neem has been used in much fungal infections also, in bacterial infections also, and all these infections. Because neem is supposed to, it has got its own property, which is now been proven and supposed to be done in, neem has got its own property, which is supposed to be done in this particular era. And when in this era, over there, when vaccination, we are looking the questions with vaccination. There are a few questions also about the vaccination, which Dr. Pandey can highlight it and write on that. But this is an era where consumption of neem is much more effective, and specifically in this season. And this is not that neem is to be consumed in this season, but they have advised you to start the consumption in the summer season, so that the health can be maintained throughout the year, because this is the season which comes after the winter season, and nature doesn't give you much more. Because the heat is there, the appetite is less, you get exhausted, and you get exhausted, even you need more water, because of which your stomach get disturbed. So in all these things, the neem is been advised to tell, and that is what the tradition also speaks, that on the first day from the Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, that Gudi Padwa neem chutney or the neem leaves is to be taken over here. So this is what the thing is. So I think there must be much questions, and along with those questions we can answer better, because there are few questions. Even I will come down.
Dr. Vikrant, I think based on your input, because see, this time in second wave, the major region for the complication, especially hypoxia and ARDS, or even to some extent dilated cardiomyopathy. It is the inflammation, the inflammation at the vascular site, at the alveolar site. So if neem really is anti-inflammatory, I think we can avoid even to prevent serious COVID. Serious COVID cases may be prevented if neem could have been not only with the efficacy, but to avoid to some extent the serious COVID, because inflammation, raised inflammatory marker was the main reason for cytokine storm that we are treating with the tocilizumab or all these costly medicine. Tocilizumab cost not less than 50,000.
Zumab and all that. Zumab.
Yes, tocilizumab. So in the black market, it cost sometimes 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh as well that time. So I think we can be a good alternative in that case also.
Yeah, obviously this has been used by us because we are using it. There are multiple combinations because as per the Ayurveda, it differs from person to person. But neem as an whole neem, because we have to look now what Ayurveda has done and what the present position, the language of the Ayurveda should be framed in the language of the modern technology, which has been accepted by the globe. So that is what, and we should now isolate one products, and we should keep an eye on such type of products because neem is one of the effective products. It has been known as the universal healer, and it is known as the Kalparuksha also. That is what the ancient text and the as far as your action on cell is seen because the action, why it is seen, because the wherever the cellular inflammation is there, you can be seen. You can be cellular inflammation. You can see those cellular inflammation in various disorders like herpes, like measles, like chickenpox, like smallpox, in which this neem has been used. And I would like to enlighten one part also. This neem has been used since hundreds of years in the traditional villages also. Neem water is being taken. Neem water is also being taken in the traditional villages. So this is the part where you can take it very easily. And then and we have found it much more effective in post-COVID, and
Right.
even in the cases with COVID to avoid the complications. See, even though that the gastritis, see, neem is very very light to get digested. Its absorption is very fast. Neem oil is used for application, neem powder, and with all the essential parts of it that can be very easily taken, easily absorbable, and that is the reason why neem is more effective, and it has been proven to be more effective in these days. In Surgana, I would like to tell all the people that more than 250 plus cases we have taken, and it's my privilege to tell you that most of the cases in the next 7 days, this Surgana will be COVID free. Means there would be 0 cases over there with 0 complications, post complications. And one of the part which we use as per the body constitution is neem.
That's great.
Second part, sir, there were some parts of complications in gastritis. Then you get that loss of weight. Neem has got its property of loss of weight. The neem kada has been suggested for 3 months to for the weight loss. That has been recommended in the ancient text. It is not from my side. So, and gastritis, neem has got one part. If you take neem along with the food, means after food, it may create some type of gastritis or acidity type thing. And neem has got its own action on mind also. That is the reason why one of the cases you told that when neem was consumed, that the respected woman, she felt it better. So it has got its own action on mind, and this is what is needed nowadays, because the action on the body and action on mind should be is the need of the hour, because we have been frightened with all the cases of the COVID, with all the news, and this is not only national, no? This is globally wherever you find it. But I think this has been more effective. There are a few questions which we can answer.
Thank
over
you so
here.
much, Vikrant sir. I will ask the questions now because I'm seeing a lot more questions in my private chat as well. So, Dr.
Okay.
Pandey, there is a question for you. So, can it be given with allopathic medicines being used by the patient for other ailments like DM, HT, and RA?
See, actually, because this trial was a prophylactic trial. It was a prophylactic trial. So similarly, maybe mild to asymptomatic cases, because we observe here that there is a less replication of this virus, or virus volatility is able to reduce whatever even positive cases. But however, for a therapeutic purpose, we need trial. But I think as a prophylactic, those who are in the risk group, definitely, because this trial established trial with 55% efficacy. So those who are in the risk group, definitely they should go for the neem treatment portion. Along with standard care, I don't suggest that only neem may be given. Along with the approved standard care, neem may be as add-on therapy, or whatever we discuss along with the vaccine, so that you may not be infected before second dose.
Okay, sir. The other question is that the COVID virus is suspected to cross the blood testis barrier, causing fertility issues. Is this true, and what has been your experience so far treating COVID positive patients?
Actually, there was a discussion along with many of the researcher, and whenever we are doing some vaccine trials, so all the PI also have some chatting and discussion. And we found that because there were, I attended one webinar 7-8 days before, the vaccine myths and facts. So where the question was whether vaccine can cause infertility. So we found that not vaccine, but COVID is able to cross blood testis barrier. It means coronavirus can do infertility, impotency, and erectile dysfunction syndrome cases are also been reported. So rather than this, I think, so yes, this virus can cross blood testis barrier. It may cause, this infertility, erectile dysfunction, or sexual dysfunction. So I think in that case, we have to be careful that it's not vaccine, not neem, but this COVID can cause infertility.
Okay, sir. One more question for you. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the questions as they came to me. So are there any absolute contraindications for use of neem in any subjects? So are there any absolute contraindications?
See, in our trial, the contraindication were limited. I think Dr. Vikrant may be the right person to answer this query.
Okay, sir. And the last question for you, Dr. Pandey. So were any other medicines also given during the trial as a prophylactic other than neem?
No. Actually, because it was not COVID cases, high risk group. So other group in our institute only, that was the time where HCQ, hydroxychloroquine, was also used as prophylactic. So during this neem prophylaxis, no prophylactic medicine was given. That was one of the, during the consent sign, it was one of the indication. If you are not taking any prophylactic medicine, then only you will be enrolled in this trial. So no other medicine was given. Only neem was given as a prophylactic.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
However, for their comorbid condition, that was based on inclusion criteria, it was not stopped. But for COVID prophylaxis, no other medicine was included in that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Dr. Vikrant, sir, if you can just let me know about any absolute contraindications against using neem.
I don't think neem has been contraindicated because neem has been reported to be more effective in blood pressure also, and in diabetes also. We use neem. So there is no contraindication. There are few contraindications if you take neem for a much longer period and with a much higher doses. Which much higher doses. That is why this is done. Why this is done? Where this is done? When you take this locally. Means if you take 20 leaves and put in decoction like that, then the other day you take 25 leaves, the other day you can take 30 leaves, and that take the decoction, and that decoction can be called as the consumption of kashai or something like that. So that can be, in those cases, you may get some type of complications, but I don't think there is any contradiction for this neem.
Dr. Vikrant, I want to add few lines here. because once trial was over, so I received with the grace of Sri Girish ji some neem capsule, because so what I did that I have given them, and I did me along with Dr. Anju, she is Ayurvedic physician in our institute, about the lipid profile and some other parameters, and I found really interesting that there was improvement in lipid profile with diabetes and hypertensive patient. So I think that it may be used to prevent certain type of complication related with dyslipidemia. So I found interesting, and most likely we will publish that article also.
Thank you, sir. There is one question for Girish sir. So the question is from Dr. Vijay Kulkarni. He's asking, neem capsules are manufactured by other manufacturers as well. How does Nisarga's capsule differ from the other manufacturers in the industry?
See, one of the important differences is we are doing the extraction of the herb at room temperature. Are you able to hear me, Devendra?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are very clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. So one of the most important factors in our extraction process is very low temperature. So we are not heating the neem at all. So we are getting a very concentrated extract. Typically, we get about 3 kilograms or 3.5 kilograms of extract per 100 kilograms of neem leaf, which means that if you are going with a 50 milligram dosage, it is equivalent to almost 1.5 grams of neem leaf powder. And that is the reason why our extract has a very high quantity of nimbolide, which is so important in giving you the prophylaxis activity. When you heat the neem, it is very likely that the nimbolide present in the neem will get destroyed. So the other products available on the market may not give you the same efficacy even at 5 or 10 time dosage, because of the extraction technology, which is enabling us to extract the product at low temperature.
Okay, sir. The other question to you is, how was the dose of 50 milligrams envisioned to use in the trial? Why not 100 milligrams? Why not 25 milligrams?
See, as I told you that we have already done the analysis in vivo for this particular extract, and we have also seen the activity of extract in vitro. Based on the activity, we decided to go with a dosage of 50 milligrams, which was consistent with the 1.5 gram dosage for the capsule for every application, dosage application. In terms of Ayurveda, you can take up to 5 grams of neem 2 times a day. That is about 10 grams of neem per day. So we wanted to go with the lowest possible dosage so that we don't have any side effects or any adverse events when it was used for patients over a long period.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Pandey sir, there is a question for you. Were cytokines monitored during the study?
Yes, we assessed I think in presentation also I see IL-6 and a few immunoglobulins. Not all the inflammatory markers, but these interleukins and a few more cytokines were assessed. However, there was no significant, because it was on the prophylactic. Hello?
Sir, just hold. I would recommend whoever's mic is on to please turn it off.
Yes,
sir, please,
so
please
yes,
go
I
ahead.
think already I have presented my one of the slide that we assess inflammatory markers, but there was no significant observation either in placebo or neem group, because all were healthy volunteers. Obviously, inflammatory markers raised when there is exposure. In few, it was observed those who reported positive. So, but it was also within the normal limit. So yes, we
In
assessed.
Ayurveda,
It was assessed, but though no significant finding observed in the inflammatory markers.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. One more question is, can we use this in children? I think Jadhav sir would be the right person to answer this as far as using neem in children goes. So
I think in the present third wave situation, I think neem is the best medicine to prevent, because already the study is in front of us. But over here, I would like to tell all the people, it has been the tradition of putting neem leaves in water, boiling it, and then taking it for bath. This is to avoid. This is to have the function properties of the neem pass through the skin. So that was the methodology which the ancient people used to do it. And I think this can be betterly, and if neem is in powder capsule form, so it can be given to children. And there are questions in what doses and all that. I think neem doses, whatever, it is not just like a different different product or different element. So it can be taken. Suppose neem is taken in the higher doses. I don't think that is a problem. If you take one capsule 3 times a day, I don't think. But the recommended dose, which is that should be taken in order to maintain the body immune system. And it is
Actually,
better in
Dr.
neem.
Vikrant, why I want to add, actually, in the expected third wave, there is whatever the analysis, and we have several meetings going on with the cabinet secretaries and Niti Aayog, that there is going to be a MIS-C, multi-inflammatory syndrome in children after the third wave, and it's already started in Maharashtra as well as in Delhi. Lot of cases. It means it's post-COVID. So if anyhow, it means all related to inflammatory in all the organ system of the body. So if anyhow neem, we can have some literature or what you said, that in low dose or medium dose, it helps in any way. It will be a great relief to the, because there is no, again, specific treatment. It related. So you know that kidney is affected, lungs affected, GIT affected, eye is affected. Maybe it is able to, I mean, the brain inflammation. So if anyhow, if we are able to reduce the inflammation, some relief will be there in this MIS-C with the third wave expected more cases.
Doctor, I would
Yes,
like
sir.
to tell you that this will be more effective if the use of neem is done. Because there was one of the question in the chat box, that whether it is available in the syrup format. But I tell you, the neem capsule, if it is in capsular form, it can be swallowed very easily. And in case of children, you can give neem along with the little type of saindav, that is salt and honey. That can be taken, and in ghee also it is taken as an to increase the immunity. Means neem powder, it is taken in the ghee to increase the immunity. So it can be given in honey, or it can be mixed it, powder can be mixed it with rice also. That is what the method which is used along with the rice and all that. If you take your whatever you eat, rice and curry or something like that, you can give that powder like that. You can open this capsule, because this has got a particular format. So you can open this capsule, and there will be a little powder which can be mixed with rice, and which can be given. Only I think if you give it in milk, it won't be so much of good, because it will be bitter in taste like that.
Thank you, sir. Girish sir, there is one question for you. So the molecular docking studies that you said in your presentation, has there been confirmation if the neem that was used in the clinical trial has the same markers that the anti-docking study had?
Yes. If you look at the anti-docking study, you will see that all the 3 markers, nimbolide, salinin, and nimbin, have shown a profound activity against the virus, getting attached to the cell wall. So I believe that this could be one of the reasons why this product is working as a prophylactic treatment. There has been reports by some other doctors who have been using it at a higher dose for reducing the viral load in case of moderate to severe patients. And if you use a dosage of probably one capsule 3 times a day, or 2 capsules even 2 times a day, you can definitely get the viral load reduced within 72 hours of application. based on the data available in the domain.
Thank you, sir. Vikrant sir, there is a question for you. Now, this question has come into my private chat. Actually, Kanitkar madam has said that the contraindication of using neem is chronic renal disease due to studies showing nephrotic action, so nephrotoxic action. So, have you, in your experience using neem, ever seen something like this, or what would be a toxic dose of neem you would say if used in treatment?
I have seen only one case in last many years about the toxicity, that is heavy toxicity. Someone had told that lady that you take neem kada, that is kashai, with decoction of the neem, and she to reduce the sugar, and she took it 3 or 4 times a day for a period of 6 days, and after that she got severe vomiting. As far as nephrotoxicity is concerned, I have not seen any case of nephrotoxicity. It may be if the person who has asked, if they have seen the case, there must be some another reason along with that. Because if they are taking only neem, then it can be proved that it has got nephrotoxic action. But normally what happens normally over here, I would just tell that the purity of that particular powder, because in Ayurveda we are in that problem that the purity of the herbs is lacking now. And that's the reason why you want a perfect drug, the perfect pinpoint drug. If the impurity of the drug is there, even if you buy it from the right, you are not going to the jungles to bring the neem. You are going to the shop. He is going to give you. You are telling someone, he is going to give you. You don't know what type of neem powder is there, because if you see the prices of the neem in the market, it varies a lot. So there is a question in the mind that the lower prices is better or the higher prices is better. So I don't think, I have not seen it in my 30 years of life, because there are people who are drinking that Bhunimbadi Kada as an antacid for years together. So I don't think we have to evaluate that particular case if one case is there, one case, and I would tell you confirmly that the neem doesn't cause this type of renal actions unless and until it has been combined with any other metal. It must be combined, or any other plant where the two alkaloids may come together and give that particular reason. The type of taking of neem, type of how the medication was taken is much more important, and whether that patient was having any toxicity, renal toxicity, that is also more important. Even Dr. Kulkarni told that she had given higher doses. Higher doses is not a problem of neem. It is just like, see, neem if you take it is a leaf. It is a leaf. If anyone takes any leafy vegetables 3 times a day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Only the thing is that if you take the leafy vegetables and salts are there, then you may get any type of issues. But I don't think that is a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. There is a question for you. Have you had any follow-up with patients after the follow-up of the trial? So, have you seen any of the people who were on neem after the trial? Have they been infected with COVID, or are they healthy? And also for the subjects who became COVID positive in the clinical trial, who were taking neem for the 28 days, how was the severity of the symptoms that they noticed?
Hello, question is to me, or
Yes, sir. It is to you, sir.
see,
It is about
our duration of the study was from the August to December. So even the study was closed, safety follow-up we continued till December. Until December, actually, related to neem, whatever adverse effect observed, it was gone with either minor medical management or on their own. Related to COVID, yes, what we observed, these COVID cases, because once it was unblinded, we found that what I said during the presentation also, all the cases, the 3 cases reported positive after the neem. After unblinding only we came to know they were either asymptomatic and they were only managed at the home. Yes, we whatever standard of care we follow up from the home, we send one technician and one nursing staff, and similarly Yes, few patients, I think I remember two from the placebo group, they got admitted to the ESI hospital. So this was a difference which viral load was more. None of the cases, at least till December. After that, neither they approached us, nor because it was the only to December to follow. But because all were stopped, we said that whenever any concern, you can approach any time because all were healthcare workers. So if it could have been there, definitely they could have approached us. All were still they are working in the ESIC only. So there was no harm, no serious adverse effect, and none of them required oxygen bed even this time.
Thank you very much.
I would
sir.
like to tell Devendra, I would like to tell that neem has got the property to normalize the cough and pitta. So cough and pitta as per the Ayurveda. So whenever you give neem, it will cover the infection of kapha also, and it will cover the temperature which is we get in pyrexia or something, those symptoms which has caused due to that kapha. So neem has got the property to nullify and to normalize both this kapha, and that's the reason why Dr. Pandey has quoted those cases. Okay, those cases along with the neem, even they got, but those were in a very normal manner. Means we have found a lot of the cases like that if you administer them, then they get it very easily.
Of course. Thank you so much, sir. Pandey sir, there is one last question for you. So what would you recommend is the right way to take neem, and does it have any counter action or any mixed action with the vaccine? So should it be taken with the vaccine, and what should be the right way to take neem if you are
Actually,
vaccinated and if you are not vaccinated?
Yes. Actually, I'm really happy with this question, whoever is asked, because actually I wanted to say, even if the question is not being asked with me, because few days back, we know that government has taken a decision to approve this Pfizer vaccine without any clinical trial or even a bridge trial in India. But people are worried, the scientific community worried, because they found that, the four main, the VOC means variants of concern reported by WHO, and that one is the UK variant, that is 117, B117, then one Brazilian variant, and then one South African, and one is Indian variant, that is B1617.2. Again, our Indian variant has 3.1, but the highest, most contagious and most fatal is B1617.2. So just they found that mostly, I don't know whether it's that even the Pfizer vaccine is not able to neutralize to more extent this Indian variant. So because such things will happen, what I'm saying, that vaccines are prepared based on consideration of few variant, but suppose new mutation, new variant and new strain emerge, we don't know exactly whether they will be effective or not, and if effective, how much effective. Neem is a natural product. It is antiviral, irrespective of any variant, any mutation or any strain. So what I'm saying that even because now company will prepare a booster dose if new variant, so how many booster dose will prepare? So what I'm saying that if you are taking vaccine, you may take definitely neem because it is a natural product, safety established already, it is not unsafe. So during the second dose or if any variant, please take neem. I think it will protect you to some extent, if not 100% or 90%, at least 55% efficacy. If this vaccine, even with new variant, suppose even 60-65% effective, both jointly will protect most likely with 100%. So definitely, I will recommend that based on my trial and clinical observation, that was all the standard was followed without any compromise, because me directly supervising the study and director All India Institute of Ayurveda, we every week we discussed about the trial, its outcome, its the participation, the monitoring, everything. So that's why based on this trial, I can say that during the vaccination of first and second dose, or if you are not getting vaccine by any way, till time you get vaccine, definitely you should continue with this neem capsule.
Thank you so much, sir.
Even Devendra, I
sir,
would like to add.
Yes,
I would
sir.
like
Please
to add,
go ahead.
along with
Please,
the neem, at presently, you can add curcumin also. That is turmeric also, curcumin. Curcumin and two, three products are there, 2, 3 drugs are there. This webinar is related with only neem, but I would like to add that can be a good combination as in good what you call in protection shield against all those things, till you get vaccinated and till you get with high risk people and high risk contacts and all that. Yes, Devendra.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm pretty sure that everyone is looking at what you just said. One more thing, Pandey sir. So, if the efficacy of the vaccine was 55% of neem was 55% in high risk personnel, what is your estimation, or what do you say the efficacy of neem will be in low risk population? So people who are not in regular contact with COVID patients, will the efficacy be higher, or will that have to be evaluated?
See, both I can say, because at ESIC site, we selected high risk group, means those who are working in COVID ICU or COVID ward or ARI clinic, acute respiratory analysis, or COVID lab, means all were exposed with the COVID directly or indirectly, and their family members, because these people who are going to home, so they are exposing their family members. So for the low risk, those who are obviously, I think it is 55% effective for this high risk group. So obviously for the low risk group, I expect even more, if not less. So, but yes, it needs, again, what I say, that it was a double blind placebo controlled one center study. So we may plan, but based on this trial, it is recommended from my side and for others, whoever involved in this trial from the All India Institute of Ayurveda was there. So low risk group, I think that it will be effective. But yes, what I said, that to understand the pathophysiology of this mechanism of antiviral and anti-inflammatory, we may plan for one in vitro study to convince the government and regulatory body as well, because they need some constructive and structured evidence. We know that this is the blind double placebo controlled trial. We have the data, we have the result, but again, like modern medicine, it has to be quantified. The structured pathophysiology, how this anti-inflammatory, antiviral activity, it is there, but we have to find out that, and maybe on a bigger sample size, we may come with a better result. But yes, till now, see, for only phase 1, phase 2, government are giving approval to all the vaccines. So similarly, I think if Girish Ramanji may approach some regulatory body for similar type of approval for this trial also. So actually, I will be more than happy for that.
Devendra, looking to the ancient history and looking to the Ayurveda, I think they have recommended neem. They have recommended one of the plants, that neem, to have your immunity to the higher level. So whenever, if you think of the low risk population and high risk population, it has been proven, and low risk population, obviously the action would be same but better, because they are not exposed. So it is to be proved, but it is useful in low risk population with the same dose, because it doesn't have any type of side effect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, sir. I think that is the end of all the questions that we had. And
I think, Devendra, I have one question for Dr. Jadhav, which has come to me in my personal chat. Would you like me to ask it?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Dr. Jadhav, what do you think the response should be from the government in order to take this trial forward? And do you think it will be worthwhile doing a bigger trial by the Ayush department itself, so that, Ayurveda can be showcased on a world platform? What are your thoughts on that?
I think, see, Ayush should take it. Ayush should take it. But if the things, whenever we have the things, one is the neem, the study of the neem of the ancient text, one is the study of the neem with the modern technology. If both these things are focused in the Ayurveda physicians, and specifically I would like to tell you this neem can be prescribed by the practitioners of Ayurveda who don't practice Ayurveda, but who are the general practitioners, because they are in the need of these people. The second part, neem can be prescribed by all the modern people because they don't have any drug. At presently we are just treating with the medicines which are not perfect and which are not proven for this particular COVID. But we are hanky panky, we are doing it as per the we look towards the symptoms, because one of the properties of the neem, which Pandey said, one of the properties of the neem is you can call it as an anti-inflammatory, but it is anti-mucoid. That is, and because the stickiness of the kapha, which has caused this mucormycosis, can be reduced with the application, with the inhalation of the neem also, and with the inhalation of the neem vapors also. That can be done. And Dr. Soman, I think Ayush should take it ahead with this particular format, because I don't think there is any type of research which has been done in the last 14 months with one particular drug. Whatever the Ayush guidelines are there, those are as per the guidelines which are acting on kapha, and that is also with mild symptoms and all that. At the same time, we have worked since 14 months, and specifically in the Surganat pattern, all types of cases with 1 day COVID positive cases till 1 month post-COVID case. So we can take it forward. And whatever, see, Dr. Pandey is there, Dr. Mohini is there, we are there. So we can come ahead to take it forward. And I will just look whether I have got some resources that we can take it forward with this.
Thank you so much, sir. Girish sir, there is one question for you, and unfortunately, this will be the last question of today's session, because we have taken enough time of all the panelists and all the participants that have all given their valuable time to attend the program today. Sir, the question is there an hypothesis on the mechanism of action? Because there is no difference in the IgG antibodies in terms of the evaluation that was done in the clinical trial. So they have asked the question, what is the hypothesis on the mechanism of action of the extract on the virus?
See, the possible hypothesis is only the antiviral activity in terms of not allowing the virus to enter the cells. That could be the only possibility. And because there is no increase, it was not expected that there will be any immune response as well. With neem has got a very powerful anti-inflammatory activity, but it does not really give you any immune response like ashwagandha or amla. So I think it is the pure antiviral activity which has demonstrated this efficacy. And I think that is what the docking studies have also, pointed out to, stating that there are 24 or 25 biochemicals present in the plant itself, which is stopping the docking of the virus on the cell wall.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. And so this is, we are coming towards the end of today's webinar that we had. I would like to thank very much Dr. Pandey sir, Dr. Jadhav sir, Dr. Burde madam, and Mr. Girish Soman for being our chief panelists today. I would also like to thank all the people who have watched our webinar today for almost an hour and a half. And thank you so much for your valuable time. We intend to keep bringing such enlightening topics and well-versed and experienced panelists on our Nisarga programs going ahead. So I would like to thank everyone for being here, and thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care, wear a mask, and please get vaccinated as soon as you get an available slot. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, sir.
Stay healthy with neem.
Yes,
thank you, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pandey sir.
Thank
We
you.
would like to meet again, and Dr. Mohini
Sure.
also.
Sure.
We would
Thank
like
you.
to meet again. wherever is there. Huh?
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.